Hi, welcome to talk show number 18. So, we're going to talk about self driving cars today, and it's sort of an exciting topic because there have been quite a few news stories about self driving cars. It's always like journalists have to always find something interesting to write, right? And that's kind of hard. Like, even talk show for 5 minutes every workday is kind of hard already. So, it's like, how do you make finding interesting things a living? But yeah, so lots of self-driving car stories. I would consider myself a self-driving skeptic, not because of the technology. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, in 5 years, we'll definitely have cars that can drive on the roads pretty safely. It's just that I don't see how the market is so big. Like, okay, yeah, self-driving cars will overtake the existing taxi, Uber, Lyft market and maybe generate some more rides. But I feel like people might still prefer to drive their own cars because some people actually enjoy driving for like road trips, either by themselves or with others, because it's like stress relieving or social. I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, let's think about a few scenarios and I'll try to ask and answer and you can think about them with me. The number one scenario is, what if you have a race condition with two different self-driving cars? And it's very much a computer science problem because that people have been dealing with for a long time, right? What if you have two programs running simultaneously and they get trapped and nothing ends up being computed, right? One form of this is called deadlock. When you have two processes, or in this case self-driving cars, that need the resource each other is taking up. So imagine that you have a very narrow alley, and this is quite common in like dense cities around the world, like in Taipei. So you have a self-driving car driving in one direction of the alley, picking someone up, and then you have another self-driving car going the opposite way, picking someone up, and now they're like kissy, right? Like, how would the self-driving cars know to back up out of the alley in order to get rid of this deadlock? And what would be even worse if like in the process of them having a kissy deadlock, there's a third self-driving car behind them, and self-driving cars pile up and it's kind of hard for them to escape. Yeah, that's one interesting scenario. But I guess in a more realistic setting, what if you have a narrow one-way street and you had a self-driving car picking up a passenger, and that passenger can be slow for whatever reason, like maybe they're late for their self-driving appointment, and what ends up happening is that self-driving car might not know any better to kind of pull up onto the curb or like, make way for the cars behind them. So imagine you live in like a really dense city like San Francisco and that happens. Then everyone will be honking, right? And then the whole city will just be echoing with like honks. I think that'd be really kind of sad. Yeah, the other situation is livelock. So livelock is where both processes are running just fine, but they can't make any progress because they're like impeding each other. And one example is when two cars go up to a stop sign, sometimes it's not clear who should go first, Like some drivers are variable enough that you can kind of tell if two people come to the stop sign intersection at the same time, which driver should go first, the more aggressive one, right? So, yeah, I wonder how self-driving cars will handle it. Otherwise, they might go like, and then they won't feel like moving because it'd be too risky. They might collide. So those are two interesting situations. And wow, that's 5 minutes already. Hey, I'll wrap up this self-driving car discussion tomorrow with even more questions. See you tomorrow, and happy Friday.